Warning: this video may display or make mention of uncomfortable themes. Please read the description and feel free to skip this video if you cannot watch it safely. Your mental safety comes first. Please do not harass or attempt to intimidate any users or persons featured in this video. Some information has been cut for safety reasons. Despite people never caring about my safety, gathering up the courage to make this video has taken a long time. But I think I've ordered my thoughts enough and processed what happened to me to be able to tell what happened in a cohesive manner. Please note that all of this is speculation. If I slip up and speak of something as if it were fact, when it is not pertaining to my life as I have lived it, please disregard that as simply human error. We are all human. I am not attempting to paint anyone to be a villain. With all of that being said, let's begin. I've decided to keep this video simple. I don't want to go into too much detail simply because I don't have time or energy to do so. I apologize for using a TTS bot. I'm very uncomfortable with using my voice. I hope my point still comes across. This video is not scripted, more of just a way to explain myself and let out my feelings. If something isn't worded correctly, that's why. I want to start off with why I left for so long. If you've been following me for a while, you'll probably have noticed that during the year of 2020, I basically disappeared. I deleted my Discord, became inactive on social media, especially YouTube, and didn't tell anyone why. My life at the time was pretty much falling apart. I feel as though many people who lived through the pandemic felt that way as well. I had no motivation to create anything. I tried out streaming, only for it to go almost nowhere. I had gotten out of a toxic friend group, most of whom accused me of faking my mental disorders, and I was miserable. Creating content for people is what made me happy, so I tried to continue doing that. Eventually, I realized why I was so upset while making content involving my previous story, Night Terrors. It was because the people I created Night Terrors with were the same people who had tormented me and traumatized me and treated me so badly in my life. The connection they had to me and my story that I loved so much was suddenly too much for me to handle, so I canceled Night Terrors. But it's not just my old friends that made me miserable. I am well aware of how terrible of a person I used to be. I hurt many people, and I blamed those people for what was happening to me, and it all stemmed from this insecurity I had, an insecurity in who I was, my content, my art, my life as a whole. And it leaked into my relationships and I let it tear me apart. If any of my old friends are watching, this message is for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making you feel like shit. I'm sorry for not apologizing sooner. And I'm sorry for breaking off our relationships so suddenly. I was hurting and spiraling, but that doesn't excuse my behavior, and it never will. You deserved better. I hope you're doing better. I appreciate all of the people who stuck by me. Despite this, you are all so loved and amazing. And I appreciate the new people I've met who have found me now when I'm doing better than ever and finally healing like I wanted to. The process of rehauling my story has been a long one, but I'm really happy with what I've done so far. And I'm very excited to get to tell a new story. I want to move on from this part of the video and talk about a drama I was a part of. I will be giving my thoughts on it and not speaking about it again. Please check the description for any trigger warnings. Being friends with a public figure is hard. Being a public figure is even harder. Maintaining relationships and your work is one of the most difficult things I've had to learn. I featured this person named A on my channel a lot in 2020, stopped for a bit and now feature them again on my channel as a guest. A is a victim of several things that have severely traumatized him to the point where he can't function. If you asked me about a year ago who it was, I would refer to them as my abuser. I've come to realize this is an extremely volatile term that I can't use for just anyone. A is simply someone I disagreed with a lot, and because I am such an emotional person, I blew a lot of those situations completely out of proportion. A lot of my other friends dislike A simply because of the stories I told and because I never let A give their side. That's my fault, and I'm truly sorry. I am the kind of person who wants to make everyone happy as best as I can, and when everyone else was dogging on A, so did I. It wasn't fair to her, and I hate myself for allowing that to happen. Some of you may also know someone we'll call T. T was someone I found in 2020 in a roleplay server. We played Minecraft together, roleplayed our silly little characters, called all the time, and I even had plans to send them a package full of stuff that I wanted to give them. What a huge fucking mistake. This person ended up screaming at me, disrespecting my boundaries, claiming I was a horrible person and that I made them miserable, accused me of several things without allowing me to explain myself, and then promptly cut me out of their life. I was shocked and confused, and most importantly, enraged. I was friends with T for 2 years at this point, and they threw it away without allowing me to so much as apologize for anything I did. To make a long story short, T is a hypocrite, and I have no interest in being their friend anymore. I may be the villain in their story, but I still rise above them and be the better person and can at least admit that yeah, I was shitty sometimes. I can also say that I didn't deserve what happened. To T, if you're somehow watching this, I'm glad you're out of my life. I found people that actually care about me. Thank God too, because I know for a fact you didn't. T preyed on my downfall, and look at me now. I'm thriving, and I have never felt better. I will amount to more than people who have hurt me ever did. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you a lot. Please remember to take care of yourself and love people around you.